Hello again, fancy meeting you here. So it's Monday the 20th today. So we had our kind of reset tomorrow. Yesterday, sorry. Today's gonna be our reframe, I guess. Now, I'm hoping that if you've got this far in, I know some of you, because I read the comments, some of you have actually been doing it longer than the 1st of October. So if you're one of those hallowed people out there, well done to you. But if you've been doing it along with me so far, we're at day 20. And one of the key things of the program is all about reframing things. So I'm hoping that you're at a point now where you're starting to have things reframe in your mind. Because one of the biggest things that I find when people quit drinking is they feel like they're losing something, and it's like this fear of missing out, because they enjoy a night out and they enjoy getting drunk with their friends, and they enjoy there's all of these, as we talked about, these rituals that are tied up in our drinking. And the reason that people relapse is because they feel like they're missing out, and this is why the whole willpower thing just doesn't work. Now, I'm not talking about full-blown alcoholics. I'm talking about people that have, like an alcohol use disorder or problem drinkers. Like, if you're waking up in the morning and drinking a bottle of vodka, I can't help you. Like, I'm not a doctor. You need to get medical help. But I'm talking about the rest of us that are sort of circling the drain as opposed to kind of fully flush down it. Because, as I say, the biggest reason that people tend to go back to drinking is that they are feeling that they're missing out. And so they use willpower, and they're kind of, this is the term white knuckling, where they're just like, ugh, and they're desperately trying to get through something. And it's not a strategy, it's impossible. So the whole program that I put together is around reframing alcohol and reframing its place in your life and restructuring and reshaping your identity. So if that sounds like something that you think you could benefit from, then book a call with me below. Well, in fact, you don't even need to book a call with me. Click the link in the pinned comment, and that will take you to a video that'll explain how we would work together and how things will look on the call and stuff. So if that sounds of interest, you can do that below. But this week is going to be about the reframe, and it's going to be about making sure that you're not falling back into old patterns, because we're well over that halfway point now, and you're going to start feeling a lot of positive emotions. So you're going to be proud of yourself. You're going to be feeling probably stronger emotions, positive as well as negative. You might have a real kind of sheen about you and a real kind of zest for life that you haven't felt in a long time. And all of this is fantastic and it's great, but it's very tempting to go back to drinking when you're feeling like this. You think, oh, what was I worried about? I'll be okay. I feel great. I can just have one drink and be fine. And that might be true. It might be true once, it might be true twice, but then slowly over time, you will start drinking more and more and more. And then you're just straight back in the toilet and you just think, well, how have I ended up back here? And basically what we want to do is we want to, I guess it's like flip the script, because alcohol is only taking from you, whereas sobriety is only giving to you. And it's difficult to get that mindset, and I'm not saying it happens overnight. That's why the program exists. That's why I exist. That's why I've set up what I've set up. But it's getting to that point where it's no longer just words that you hear and maybe a mantra that you repeat, but deep down you don't either believe it or fully understand it, because that's where change happens, is when we start putting these building blocks in place, and we start actually seeing alcohol for what it is, which is this highly destructive force on our lives that is ruining every aspect of our life, that is holding you back in your career, it's holding you back in the relationships that you want, whether that's finding a wife, with your children, all of these things. It's slowly kind of killing you and poisoning you. And because it happens cumulatively, and at the start it happens quite slowly, you just think, it doesn't matter. and I was one of these people. You know, I'm a reformed sinner, and because I'm a reformed sinner, I'm a real zealot around this kind of stuff. So I think, yeah, we need to get you to that point. One of the best ways that we can do this is, in the scope of these videos, is this week use an app, pen and paper, you know, my favorite kind of tools. And what I want you to do is write down 3 things. You can either do it for the week ahead or the week just gone. I prefer the week ahead, but let's think about things that alcohol will have ruined or will ruin. Now, that could be anything. I don't know what that's going to be. So maybe your kids have something on a Saturday morning and you need to drive them, or you need to go and watch them play a game, or you need to go and, you know, whatever it is, and doing that with a hangover is going to kind of ruin it. So that could be one where you're like, okay, if I remove alcohol will ruin that event. And when you actually sit down and think about it, there will be 1,000,001 events that you can think of, probably things in the past that you've done that have kind of, I mean, I'm going to keep using the word ruin because alcohol does ruin things, and you think people don't notice. You think, oh, kids won't know, or, you know, I'll put a front on and the wife won't know. And people know. People at work, you think they don't notice, you think they don't know, you think your kids don't notice, you think they don't know. You are dead wrong, okay? I came from, which is, I don't know, maybe there's a genetic component to me drinking, but I came from a home where there was a reasonably heavy drinker at home, and even from a little child, I knew that something kind of weird was going on. So, and then as you get older, you get to know. So don't be that parent for your kids. Don't be that spouse or that husband for your wife. You know, don't be that person for yourself. So look, I feel like I'm rambling here, but just focus on the week ahead. As I say, this is the light version of the 30-day sprint we do in the program. You're kind of getting a flavor for what it would be like if we worked together. So if your career is a bit kind of flagging, if you're flagging a bit, if you feel that you're only at about 20, 30, 40, 50% capacity, and removing alcohol from your life is going to, you know, reignite your career and reignite that fire under you, great, because it will, and I can help you do that. If that sounds like something you want to do, watch that video in the pinned comment below. We can have a chat. If it's not for you, no problem. But I look forward to meeting you, and I will see you tomorrow.